Hey everybody, hope yous are all well. It is Monday morning. It's maybe not Monday morning when you're listening to it, but at the moment it's Monday morning 25 to 10. This is the final episode of the 7-day Mini Midlife Reset. It's actually day 8, but I couldn't not summarise, which is the whole point of this one. So I am Coach Cariss, as you know. This is my podcast, Itchy, Bitchy and Guess, and today we're going to talk about the thing that actually gets results. So I'm not going to give you any more information. I'm not going to ask you to have any more better intentions than you've had. This is about accountability. So day 7 of the Mini Midlife Reset, which is my free coaching, 7 days of coaching actually, Facebook group. So I have been working with some lovely ladies who signed up, committed, and promise to set some time aside for themselves. We've had varying results, I think everybody will agree, all right? But which is why I am saying now, information without application is just information. There is nothing else that it doesn't mean anything. It's just information. It'll sit on your notepad, it'll sit on your desk, it'll sit in your iPhone, in your notes department, unless you do anything about it. All right, so everything I've shared with you this week is obviously free, and I hope you all put it into practice. At least pick some things that work for you and try some things. But again, like I said, if you're not going to apply it, it's just information. Do what you want with it. Leave it sitting on your desk, leave it sitting in your office, leave it on your phone. If you never look at it again, it's not going to work. All right. Anyway, we've got some motivational quotes for you this morning. I love a quote, by the way. Right, knowledge is power. That is quite an actual saying, right? And I did used to say that all the time. Knowledge is power. I don't think you can ever have you can ever have enough knowledge, all right? But having that knowledge and not doing anything with it isn't necessarily powerful. However, applying that knowledge is totally powerful. So the saying is actually, knowledge isn't power, applied knowledge is power. Think about that, all right? So most midlife women know what you should be doing, all right? None of yous are stupid. Yous are all educated, right? You all know, myself included, what we should, quotation marks, what we should be doing, all right? We know what we should be doing to better our health, to improve our fitness, to be awesome, to hit our goals, right? Regardless of what your goal is, whether it's an employment goal, a work goal, or a fitness goal or a health goal, right? We all know what we should be doing. None of us are stupid. It's the doing it consistently that's the problem, and it's letting go of the, well, if I can't do it perfectly, I'm not going to do it at all, which I did speak about in one of my podcasts over the last 7 days, all right? So have it, just bear that in mind, all right? We all know what we should be doing. It's the actual doing it that's the problem. And most of the time it's a problem because we go down the, well, if I'm not going to be perfect, I'm not going to do it at all. Whereas we actually don't need you to be perfect. We just need you to be consistent. Yeah? So we need you to keep trying, basically, as consistency. All right? Because if you're going to try and be perfect, it's never going to happen. Never going to happen. And again, you can consume it, just to back up what I said a minute ago about the knowledge, all right? You can consume as much knowledge as you want, right? You can be the most academic person in the whole world. But if you don't apply that knowledge, then it's just sitting about in your brain doing nothing. And your brain will get so full that it'll disregard it eventually. So make sure whatever you've taken from this group, that you're going to apply it. If it's one thing, brilliant. Absolutely amazing. If that one thing is going to help you improve your health and your fitness and your life, fantastic. Absolutely. I am ecstatic, honestly. All right. Accountability works because it creates commitment beyond that motivation, right? I spoke about this on a previous podcast as well, is that when we first start something, when we first have a new goal, whether it's a fitness goal, a fat loss goal, whatever it is, all right, we are super motivated. Of course we are. We're all over it. We think we're going to change the world. We're going to absolutely smash it, right? And then life gets a bit difficult, whether that's I think 3 weeks in, 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, right? It's like the middly bit. So we're all motivated and then something happens. We get too busy or we get ill or we go on holiday or we have a birthday or we just go out and go rogue and get a wee bit more ill, right? And then it gets a bit difficult. So the motivation disappears. And the reason for this is our brains are, there's actual science behind this, by the way, we're fundamentally lazy, pretty much, all right? And we will, it's human nature to try and find, I'm speaking about before you learn this, by the way, to try and do the least amount of work and the least amount of effort for the biggest reward, all right? So when we get tired, or and I don't just mean physically tired, I mean just like fatigued. So when we've like spent 3 weeks doing everything that we can to make our health better. So we've spent 3 weeks going to the gym, we've cut out processed food, we're totally on a diet, we're on a calorie deficit or whatever, all right, and we're absolutely nailing life, and then something will happen, like you'll go out and get steaming, and you'll eat shite on the Sunday because you're hungover, etc., etc., right? Your brain will always go for the easiest option, and the easiest option is to just give up. Now, the easiest option for your brain is to revert back to your previous habits, because those habits are ingrained, they're habits, therefore you can do them without thinking about it. So regardless of, even though we know those habits are shit, right, and those habits are not healthy, and those habits are bad, and if you keep doing those habits, you will do yourself damage, our brain will still revert back to those habits. Which is why when we get a bit tired, or we go on holiday, or we get a bit fatigued, or we get a bit busy at work, or we get a bit stressed, that the good habits, even though we know they're healthy, get ditched and we revert back to the bad habits. It's totally true, by the way, right? Which is why accountability. So you need accountability. Everybody needs accountability, all right? I have a coach. I have two coaches, actually. I have a body composition coach and I have a business coach, because I could quite easily just dick about. That's the honest truth, all right? And you'll always justify your actions. So you'll always say things like, oh, it's a Sunday, so whatever I do today doesn't count. I'll start again on Monday, right? But you can't do that. If you're trying to improve your fitness and your health, it's a 7-day job, 100%, right? So if you're constantly thinking about, I'll just start on Monday. I've been really good Monday to Friday. I'll have a wee reward on Friday night. Oh, fuck it. Now it's Saturday, then it's Sunday. I'll just start again on Monday, all right? Accountability stops that, because you have actually a wingman or somebody that's nipping the face off you just to sort it out. So, like, depends what kind of coach you want, etc., etc., all right? So, forms of accountability I'm going to give you, right? Despite what you might think, what we've said about a coach and that I have two coaches, all right, this is not a blatant plug. There are different kinds of accountability that you can have, right? So you can have internal accountability, which is basically you and you, all right? But this is when you do things like your tracking. So you track on MyFitnessPal, you do your login, you keep a note of your exercises, you keep a note of the weights that you're lifting, so that you can progress over the course of time, all right? You can do your journaling. It's a brilliant way to have accountability, by the way. You set your goals in the morning or the previous night, and then later on that day or that night time, you go in and you tick the goals off. If you've not managed to tick the goal off, you just either break it into smaller bits so you can achieve it and do it again tomorrow, right? Or you just roll over to tomorrow. And also, if you're very good at setting reminders, like your clock, using your timer on your phone and your diaries, etc., etc., then that is also internal accountability, all right? You need to be able to make sure, though, that you're going to follow those through when you are tired or stressed or busy or on holiday or hungover or whatever. That is the hard part, all right? External forms of accountability. Obviously, you've got group coaching, right? You've just got a coach, whether it's one-to-one coaching or group coaching. You have that person there to keep you accountable, to keep you on track, to fill your head with knowledge, to teach you, to be supportive, to celebrate your wins with you, right? Whether that's one-to-one or group, that is the same thing, all right? You've also got friends. Yeah, like the amount of women that I know that like meet their friends for a walk at night, right? Because it gives them accountability. Of course it does. You're not going to let your pal down, do you know? And you're going to get some chats and stuff as well. So it's all very good. So friends as well, right? But somebody that knows what your goals are. That is the whole point, all right? Really, I mean, like having it would take a super motivated person, and probably somebody that you could actually call a bit of an anomaly, to be able to plan your own goals, keep them in your head, not tell anybody, and actually follow through with them, right? That's not the norm. That takes a lot for somebody to do that. I couldn't do that. Absolutely not. I'd be shit at it. I couldn't do it. Anyway, right, this is so the coaching that I do, the midlife reset, right? We're in a WhatsApp group. It's one-to-one coaching basically, but you do have the bonus of the group coaching. And until you're in that situation with that support from your peers and from the other ladies that are in that group, you won't get it, right? You'll be listening to this and you'll be going, fuck's sake, another WhatsApp group, just what I fucking need. All right, and I totally get that. I do get it. If you don't understand it, I totally get it. All right, you've got WhatsApp groups for pals, holidays, kids clubs, schools. Aye, I get it. It's a total nightmare. All right, but until you're in that group, you didn't understand it. The power of just the power of having a wingman, the power of being in this with somebody else, the power of working with other people that have the same goals as you. It's like going to your gym class, right? Though everybody in that room has the same goals. You want to get a bit stronger, a bit fitter, a bit healthier, right? And that's why you go to the group class, because you can't do it on your own, or you didn't want to do it on your own. Same thing, all right? So yeah, just be aware of different kinds of accountability. Motivation and discipline, I've spoken about these before as well, alright? Motivation's great when it's there, but it's not there very often, and it comes and goes, dependent on how busy your life is, how stressful your life is, how good your sleep is, what kind of food you ate yesterday, how irritating everybody's been, where your perimenopause symptoms are, and where you are on the rage scale of 1 to 10, alright? But discipline is about setting alarms. Discipline is about telling people that you're going to turn up and turning up. Discipline is about promising yourself that you're going to turn up and actually turning up, even on the days that you cannot be fucked. The days that you hurt, the days that you haven't slept, the days that you're too busy at work, the days that you've got a to-do list the size of 5 arms put together. But taking that hour out for yourself and turning up for yourself, whether that hour is planning your food or going to a gym class, taking that hour out for yourself will absolutely help you get through that to-do list. It makes you more productive because you just do more work in a shorter amount of time. Kid you not, absolutely, all right? If you are going to rely on, well, I think I'll go and do some exercise today because I feel awesome. You're not going to feel like that very often, right? Most people's workouts are average. Every now and again, you'll get a workout that you'll feel like you're absolutely fucking flying. You will be totally motivated to go to the gym. You will feel that you're going to change the world, take on the world, knock fuck out everybody, and just be amazing. That does not happen very often. So, just, yeah, get your discipline sorted however you can do that, whether it's telling friends, whether it's getting yourself a coach, whether it's setting your alarm, whether it's just turning up, whether it's setting your alarm and putting it over the other side of the room so that you get out of your bed. Just do what you need to do to get the discipline, because motivation absolutely sucks, all right? Accountability is also good for, I'm not a lover, there's a lot of cheesy sayings out there, right? But I want to say being seen, right? And that just sounds cheesy, right? I've got a bit of the ick when I say that. But when somebody sees you trying and making an effort, regardless of whether you're failing or not, do you know, like I've just spent an hour in the gym with my ladies that lift, and I've seen a lot of ladies fail at box jumps. So we've went to jump and we've absolutely bottled it, or we've caught our toes on the box, right? But did they give up? No, they bloody did not give up. They just kept going. And if that meant that they tripped like 3 or 4 times before they got the actual jump onto the height that they wanted, that's totally cool, all right? But for you to be in that room with other women, and the other women seeing you fail and then giving you a massive cheer when you actually get that, you can't beat it. Honestly, you absolutely can't beat it. So the power of being seen, when people understand and see you trying, they see you struggling, they see you winning. For them, it's amazing because you literally have no idea who you're inspiring. But for you to, you actually start to believe in yourself, which is like amazing. This is what it's all about. It's all about self-confidence. It's all about confidence. It's all about self-belief, right? But until other people see you doing that, you're never going to build your confidence. It's amazing. Also, when you know that there's other people rooting for you, whether it's in online coaching, whether it's in a group, whether it's in the gym, whether it's whatever your thing is, whether it's at work, if you've got a project at work, whatever your thing is, when you see people watching you, you will try harder. When you see people cheering you on, you will try harder. This is why so many people struggle to train in the gym, for example, on their own. I fucking know what I'm doing, right? I fucking hate training on my own. It sucks. Absolutely sucks. Right, and it's not it's not a vanity thing. It's not like I want everybody in the gym to stop and cheer me on. That's not the case. But when you know that people have got your back and you know that people want you to win, you will absolutely try harder. 100% you will try harder. Of course you will. You show up differently. Absolutely. And you work harder. You do. Absolutely. It's true. All right. So, accountability. Who is holding you to your standards, right? You get to set your standards, you get to set your goals, but who's going to hold you accountable? Because your own motivation is not going to hold you accountable. I want you to think about that. That's your homework. I love homework, by the way. That's your homework, all right? Think about who is holding you to the version of you that you say you are going to be. Yeah? Accountability. It's the breakfast of champions. True story, by the way. All right, so everything for the mini midlife reset, ladies, everything that you have learned this week, or if you've been listening to my podcasts, everything that you have learned this week, right, will absolutely 100% sit in a notebook or on your desk or the notes app on your phone, unless you create a system that supports it. Right, if you don't have that system, like of setting alarms, of discipline, of putting stuff in your diary, of booking your training times out like a work appointment, all right, it's just information. It's just information. Yeah, who are you going to tell? Set your goals. Who are you going to tell your goals to? Second bit of homework, all right? So that's it. 7 days of knowledge, tools and truths to reset your midlife, because it was the mini midlife reset, and it is the midlife reset. It doesn't end here, it begins now, right? With action and with support, with someone in your corner. So if you're ready to stop starting over, the doors are open for the midlife reset. The doors are always open, to be fair, but the doors are specifically open right now, all right? If you need someone in your corner, if you need a wingman, if you need accountability, if you want accountability, you want a wingman, drop me a message, all right? You will absolutely find me on my socials. You know that, Coach Cariss, all right? On Instagram and Facebook. My YouTube channel is Coach Cariss. Drop me a message. If you are in the mini midlife reset group, ladies, I thank you very much. I thank you for signing up in the first place, getting out your comfort zone, committing to setting some time aside for you, committing to making some changes, and just thank you for taking part, because now I know you and I didn't know you before, so it's all very nice, all right? You know where I am, you have my number. If I can do anything for you, drop me a message, all right? You've got me on WhatsApp for life now, basically, all right? Any questions, just let me know. But thank you very much for giving up your time. Thank you for spending the week with me. It's much appreciated. But your last bit of homework, I want you to go and put all that into practice. Bye bye, my lovelies. I will see you all soon.